Everyone, welcome to the Stage 10 betting preview of the Tour de France. We're coming off a rest day after a stage on Sunday that I won't forget for some time, and that is because Bob Jungels at 50 to 1 road to a victory. What a beauty you are, Bob Jungels. Great to see you back near or at the top of your game after a number of struggles over recent times. It was an interesting stage. It was one where the breakaway, weren't given nearly as much leeway as I thought. And there were certainly times over the last 20, 30, 40 kilometers even where you didn't think Jungels was going to do it. He broke away on his own off with 61 Ks to go. And personally, I think he was waiting for someone to join him, and then no one made it across to him, and he decided just to put his head down and go for it. But Thibaut Pinot certainly chased him home at one point, and really the result was up for grabs right until the very end. But very happy to deliver that one at a nice price, of course, and gives me a bit of confidence going into the rest of the Tour de France. Castrofigeo, he chased him home in second with Verona. They both overtook Pinot near the end, who faded. Pogacar, very aggressive as always, coming towards the end, trying to take some more time, but Vingegaard managed to stay on his wheel there. Right, let's have a look then at some of the jerseys quickly. We'll have a look at the general rankings and the classification. And here we've got Pogacar. He's still 39 seconds ahead of Vingegaard, and we've got Thomas 1 minute 17 seconds back in third place. Right, we'll have a look at the other rankings, and the one I'm interested in, which I haven't looked at for a while, is the King of the Mountains, because that's starting to get going at today's, it's actually today's stage now. Could be an interesting one. Here you got Geschke now. He's on 19 points ahead of Jungels and Pinot. Interesting to see if Pinot is going to target this one. We'll go and have a look at some of the classification betting now. This popping onto Sunbet. Pogacar here 7 to 20. I've seen 4 to 10 about his chances. Vingegaard 11 to 4. They're betting almost a 2-horse race here at the moment. Points classification, well, very hard to look past. But Wout van Aert, he's 1 to 12 for that. And we've got Pinot now trading as 5 to 2 favorite in the King of the Mountains, with Pogacar in there at 3 to 1. The team classification, the Ineos Grenadiers have shortened into evens there. Jumbo Visma 6 to 4, and you can get 5 to 1 about Bora Hansgrohe. Does look to be between those three teams at the moment. Right, let's go into stage 10. What sort of stage are we looking at here? Well, it's a mountain stage, but it's not the toughest mountain stage. First of all, it's quite short at 148.1 kilometers. It starts on a bit of a downhill. We've got a Cat 4, then a Cat 3, then a Cat 4. All relatively low gradients. You can see the average there, 2.9%, 3.8, 3.9. And then a 20-kilometer, or almost a 20-kilometer climb at the end, which sounds quite daunting, but you see the average there, 4.1%. This is not the sort of climb you wouldn't expect where the general classification guys are going to attack each other, because it's going to be too hard to force the sort of gaps that are going to be necessary to make it worth your while. The question then is, where does the break go, and does the break stick? Well, there's probably a couple of places where the break can go. I think there's going to be a frantic battle to get into the break. Downhill starts, so difficult to see it going there. But certainly this first Cat 4, it's a shortish climb, but we might see the break go there. But more than likely, I think we could stay all together until we start climbing here after about 42 kilometers and eventually get up to this Cat 3. And that's where I expect to see a very strong break get away. I don't think that the GC teams are going to chase this down. Pogacar, he's been very aggressive in this tour so far. He's made his guys do a lot of work. There's big stages to come, and surely the time is right for him to say to his guys, let's just ride a bit of tempo at the front and make sure no one goes crazy in the breakaway group. Other teams like Jumbo Visma and Ineos, will they chase it down? Ultimately, you're just taking Pogacar to the end, and he's more than likely going to pick up bonuses there as well. So I don't think this is going to come down to a battle amongst the classification candidates. And I do believe a strong break is going to get away, and we're going to see the victory fought out from the guys in the breakaway. That, of course, means we're looking at a very open race here. Let's go to the stage betting actually quickly. You'll see just how open it is. See Leonard Kamner now shortened into 6 to 1. I do fancy him, I must say. I like him. I think he's a worthy favorite at 6 to 1. But I just can't, in a stage of this nature, I can't be backing a 6 to 1 shot. I'm going to go for some longer prices. I won't run through everyone here in the betting. Let's just go straight on to my selections here. And let's see if I can follow up on that Jungels pick with a couple of long shots, because my shortest price on this particular day is 40 to 1. Benjamin Thomas, he's 40 to 1. I like the way he's been riding. This final climb might be a little bit tough for him. We'll see, but I'm expecting to see him in the break there for his Cofidis team. Nick Schultz, he's 50 to 1. Let me just double check that price there. I think he was 50 to 1 when I last looked. Yeah, Nicholas Schultz, 50 to 1. Another rider I think can get into the break, and he certainly has the speed to finish it off if there's a small select group going to the end as well. Quinn Simmons, yeah, he was ridden off the wheel the other day by Wout van Aert when he was in the breakaway. I don't see Van Aert getting into this one. I think it's time for Van Aert to do domestic duty. And he's another rider that I think can get into the break. Whether he can finish it on the climb, I don't know. But at 80 to 1, we're not going to do too much damage. Ganna at 100 to 1. Now, Ineos have shown the tendency to put guys into the break. And perhaps it's Ganna's turn. And if it is, the way this guy's been climbing, yes, he's a time trial specialist. But the way he's been climbing, and given the relatively gentle nature of this final climb, I like a bit of Ganna there at 100 to 1. Jorgensen, well, he's another one who's got quite a good sprint finish on him. He can also climb, and his team, Movistar, absolutely desperate to get something going now. Verona came pretty close in the last stage, and let's see if he can go in there. Also, triple figure at 100 to 1. That's half a unit on each of those. And guys, I can't resist this quarter unit on Chris Froome at 300 to 1. Froome, wow, I mean, I'm not a massive Froome fan, let me tell you that to start off with. But I did notice the other day he dropped out of the front bunch a little bit later than normal. And maybe he's starting to get some decent legs. He's definitely not going to contend with the big boys. But if Chris Froome can get into the break, who knows? Look, the guy's 300 to 1. I'm throwing a quarter unit in just probably for a bit of fun. But if he's in the break, it'll certainly give me an interest. Those are my fancies. They're all long shots. But yeah, sitting nicely up for the tour at this stage, thanks to Bob Jungels. So I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy this one, and hope that one of my big prices can come home smoking. We'll see you then on, what will it be, Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning for a stage 11 preview. It's a strong mountain stage, and looking really forward to that one. You can subscribe to our newsletter down below. Otherwise, we'll see you for stage 11.